Well, I had a couple of verses I just wanted to read. It's about praise and worship, So in Psalms 29, 2, it says to honor the Lord for the glory of his name. Worship the Lord in the splendor of his holiness. And in 96 or 95:6, it says, come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker, for he is our God. We are the people he watches over, the flock under his care. So that's enough to make us want to worship, And he created us to worship. That's the main reason that we are here, is that we are created to worship him and to honor him and love him. And the first song that we're singing today is He Created Me to Worship. And, Dustin, our great worship leader, God gave that song to him. He said he woke up one night, and I think God was just pulling on him, saying, I want to spend some time with you. And so, of course, he went to his piano, because that's what he does, And he said that he wanted to worship God. And God said, that's what I created you for, was to worship. And Dustin, I'm just paraphrasing, Dustin said, I don't know how to worship you. And God says, well, you know how to worship, but you just don't know, you're not directing it to me. You're worshiping other things. And he said, I love you. And God says, you know how to love, but you just need to direct it to me. I created you to love me. And he said, I want to honor you, God. And he said, you know how to honor other things, but learn to honor me. I'm the most important. And he said to Dustin, he says, I didn't just create you to worship me, but I created everyone to worship me. I created everyone to honor me. I create everyone to love me. So this morning, we are going to do what we were created for. And we're going to do it with all of our hearts, all of our mind, all of our strength, and all of our love. That's what we're going to do. And just like Brenda was teaching, when we do that, he gives back to us, doesn't he? And one of the songs, just a minute. This is what happens when we get in his presence. It says, found in your hands the fullness of joy. Every fear suddenly wiped away here in your presence. And I hope I never forget. It was only about a year ago, and I've told you about it before. But he gives us his presence, and his peace, his shalom. And I was seeking him for something, and it was like he just came over me all of a sudden, and I just melted. And it was just like nothing mattered. Everything goes, and he took every concern, every worry, and it was like there was nothing even to be concerned about. And that's what his presence is, and that's what I think that the kingdom of God is, and that's where he's bringing us. That's where he's bringing everyone, where he can really be the Father and really take over, and we can be in his presence and have shalom, his kingdom. Okay, are you ready to do what we were created to do?